What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal? We're back at another banger today. Once again, ignore the scenery, baby. We out of town getting this money, dog. So today we're going to go over Adam 22, talking with the host of No Jumper about the house phone and Lena situation, about him donkey plowing this girl. But before we get into this, drop a like for your boy and show some love. If anything makes you laugh, giggle, resonate, shit, if you just want to show some love, drop a sub. Hey, even if you're out of town for work, you better still be getting this money in, dog. You got to stay whole ready, baby. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I just feel like a gigantic percentage of hip-hop fans basically pivoted from being hip-hop fans to, like, YouTube fans and podcast fans. And I know I've said this before, and I know it doesn't seem like the entire explanation, which is definitely not, because rap is pretty fucking boring right now regardless, but I definitely feel like there's a significant extent to which all these motherfuckers who would be listening to albums otherwise, they're just listening to shit like this, or they're watching
this is shit.
20,000 people watching Academics on stream, and Adam 22 calls in and confirms that his former co-host had sexual relationships with his fiance because motherfuckers wanted me to.
So are we going to talk about that? Or?
I guess we're there now. Yeah.
Well, that was a great way to lean into that.
How did you feel? Because you guys all told me that you thought that I handled it well in the group chat, but I'm assuming that you were just lying to me and you actually want to talk shit.
Me personally.
Okay, these two custers said you handled it very well.
No. I think you handled it very well for a situation like that, because I would have crashed out. I'm gonna keep it G with you.
Crashed out about what though?
Just everything. Like, oh, what the fuck? No, but on some real shit though.
That would have made him look awful though.
It would have made him look awful, but I could see why it's so sensitive.
But how could I crash out about something that I've known about since before I was dating her, and realistically, basically before me and him were working together on the channel and stuff? It's like, it was really just me being sick of the fact that motherfuckers were like trying to like hold it over my head or act like this was like this big secret. And I was watching somebody talk about it, and I'm just like, why am I even acting like I give a fuck about this? I should just, and I was planning on calling in, or not calling in, but just saying it today. But then I heard Academics kind of having the conversation. I'm like, let me just air this out on there.
See, well, but I feel like if you, and I talked to Academics about this shit too, is that if that was like a black person, it'd have been a way different situation. Like, I feel like you, with what you and Lena do as far as business wise and shit like that, it's less of a like,
But Travis Scott knows that Tiger fucked his baby mama, right?
But they weren't cool, were they?
I know, but I'm saying they probably were for all we know, right? They're all rappers, they're all on the same circuit. I'm just saying it happens, I think, quite a bit. Now, I'm not going to deny that it's fucking funny as shit that it happens to be somebody that I was so close with and that was on the podcast. I understand why that's so fucking amusing to people or why they're so obsessed with it or whatever, but I would assume that it happens like nearly constantly for most people, especially if you're like dating from like if you're from a small town and you got a girlfriend and you're like in your mid-20s.
Everyone's hit it.
I mean, everybody's just slept with each other because where the fuck are new people coming from? Nobody's moving to your town or whatever. If you want to look at like all of hip hop, you could say like, well, somebody could go pick a different girl.
I like how you're trying to
but
deflect and dumb that down. I don't.
What?
That's just really not like the case. Like, people, my homies are not fucking my bitch. You
No.
feel me? Like, that's I don't give a fuck
Okay,
how
but
long they've been knowing her. Like
Are you
that's
wanna do
just
this?
not the. I mean, yeah, I do want to do it.
Let's go.
My close
you know-
homies, close homies haven't fucked my bitch.
But you, if one of your friends had hooked up with her before you were dating her,
But you
Would
trying to
that
act
be
like
an
it's a
end
normal
game?
thing. No, it's not an end game. No, I can
It's
get to
not
that,
normal.
but it's not an end game, but it's not normal. You know what I'm saying? You trying to act like it's normal. And it's
okay,
like,
the world
oh,
where
we
I'm
did
coming
that.
from is pretty normal.
Well, you
Okay, well,
so,
you know,
so
that's
okay,
not
look,
normal.
I'm
My BMX homies, you think that this shit was out of the ordinary? Everybody in that world, like people would be dating people, and I'd be thinking, damn,
I think
know
what you
five
said,
dudes who fucked her.
But I think what you said is right. I think it does come down to race to a certain
Yes,
extent.
bro,
Oh my
because
God.
listen.
This is our diversity officer right here.
Yeah, diversity.
He said it first.
But on some real shit though, like for instance, right? People say all the time, OT smashed your girl before you did. No, he did not. You feel me? If OT smashed my girl before I fucked, I would never fuck with her, bro. Because the way I would,
But don't you think that's kind of fucked up? Like to acknowledge that your girl, the entirety of who she is as a human being, would somehow be tainted to you because she had maybe spent 10 minutes with your friend prior.
But I wouldn't do that. And I'm saying the way we look at each other, I wouldn't be able to like hang with my homeboy anymore or even do something like he wouldn't even talk to me. So the way that I would have took that versus the way that you're taking it is like two totally. You're like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm not gonna lie.
We knock girls down and we do this.
I have had a girlfriend who slept with one of my friends first. It's happened.
I'm sorry. Y'all better than me. I'm not wifing no bitch that fucked with my homeboy. And
I
that's
respect
different,
it, but also it kind of reeks of insecurity.
Call it insecurity. Call it what you want.
I'm just saying.
I'm not doing it.
I mean, I understand. It's not for everybody.
And it's just also like, why do you want to keep fucking with somebody in a circle? You know what I mean? Like, why you want to keep, and why you want to be still close?
There's billions of fucking people out here.
But my thing is, if I had said like, "Oh, Lena, I really like you. We're having a great time together," but I know you and phone slept together that one time, so that's going to be enough that I have to cancel the whole thing. That seems crazy.
But y'all different. Y'all over there doing drugs and on your
that was 4
weird
years
ass
ago.
parties and shit.
That was 5-6 years ago. Don't act like I'm currently doing
I would
drugs.
like to think that all you guys were just snorting away. And just
Hey, but
having
honestly,
fucking orgies.
if you fall in love, all that shit's out the window. You don't
That's
give
what
a
I'm
fuck.
saying,
If you
yeah.
genuinely in love, you are gonna break certain rules. Like,
If you really
what
like
did Lil
somebody,
Wayne
that's an
say?
insane reason to dead it.
And G Malone told me this a long time ago. I said, G, if I fucked with a girl, would you be able to fuck? He was like, yup. Like, I love her. I wouldn't give a fuck.
I mean, but a
Leave
lot
alone,
of
real one.
But no, but
No,
a lot of
he told
a
me
lot of
that.
my homies have done that shit too. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, the homie fucked one of a bitch, and then she like, I don't like you. I like your homie upstairs. Really? Like, oh, well,
That
fuck
happens
it.
all the
You
time.
choose up, so homie got to go upstairs.
If you
Now he
literally
gotta-
go to a
whatever.
different room within the same house, that I could see being maybe a
Bitches
problem.
done that shit at my house in Compton. I'm not lying. And multiple
It happens a
women
lot.
has
Hey.
done that in my house. You feel
Hey,
me?
but what did Lil Wayne say? I'd love you even if I knew you used to be a prostitute. Like,
And I've had homeboys that I knocked their girls down, and nigga, they damn near married and all type of shit. I don't look at them no different for that.
you
But
just
it's
don't
all-
want it for yourself.
I just don't want that for myself.
And I personally, it's not something I would strive for, but you never know. Like, at the end of the day, like, if you really fall in love, to me, that shit's not really.
And maybe it is insecurity, bro, because I'm a person that like thinks I pride myself on certain things. I don't like hearing certain shit. Like, I'll be like, I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to
Everybody's
sleep.
girl's been fucked before.
Yeah, of course.
When I was in
it
high school-
it could be a million other niggas that
Everyone's
slept.
girls
And-
had come in
and
their
it-
face, has licked balls.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's the
I
truth.
mean, but in my case too. I mean, my bitch knew Lil Wayne. I mean, but hey,
Define
this
new.
is Lil Wayne. You know, it's not house phone. bitch.
Define new.
It ain't Adam and house phone.
Hey, do you,
Lil Wayne.
do you know?
I can get that a pass. You
And
know
that's
what I
not-
mean?
and
Do you
that's not
know
really-
that we
that's not
all?
really a homie
Do you
like
know
that.
that we all don't really know about that exact story?
What you mean we don't all know?
Like, is the Heather and Wayne thing like a real thing, or like
that was a real thing. She was actually talking to that nigga, bro.
Is it? Was she just talking though?
I don't know. She'll never tell us.
Because all right, I can't believe it just got here. And this was not my intention
Hey,
to
I
drag
love
you
it, I
into
love
this.
it, I
No,
love it, I
but
love
this
it.
is but
No,
this
this
is
is
great.
good,
No,
good,
this
good,
is-
good,
this is
good,
great.
good.
All right, I've
Jamba
wanted
Juice
to
to
say to you this to you for so long, but I've never felt comfortable. All right, after my girl had Heather Sanders on her podcast, she said to me afterwards, she goes, "Did Heather and Wayne sleep together?" And I'm like, "I honestly have no idea." And she said, "You should listen to the podcast because after listening to it, I'm not 100% sure either." And then I listened to it, and I still wasn't 100% sure.
Even
So-
if she did, that's like high class year to me.
But see,
so you're saying house phone's not?
no, but that's not.
you are a house phone and get your fuck up out of here. Yeah, what I mean?
House phone's a better rapper than Wayne. He just
This
didn't
is
get the
gr-
advantages.
This is great. You know what
He
I'm
wasn't
saying?
privileged
But you
enough.
right,
I'm
but
like,
you
oh,
real.
my bitch used to fuck with niggas.
But T-Real, that's a difference between a Tyga and a fucking Lil Wayne.
Right,
Lil
because that
Wayne
ain't
is
my
not.
homie.
That's
They're
not that
both
was your
massive
homie like
star.
that.
Oh, you're
It
talking about
doesn't-
like for
bro,
him. Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter like the star power of it. To me, it depends on like how close
Yeah.
you technically was.
That makes
that
sense.
was
If she messed
that
with,
was
if she
that was
messed with Tyga,
that's different.
That's done.
That's your right.
She's done.
Y'all was right hand men after that.
Yeah.
That'd be weird. I'd be looking at niggas like y'all niggas is weird over there.
You not
fuck
wa-
with it, but I ain't fucking
You
with
not
her.
wife-
I ain't doing
Do it
that.
up.
And you're not
Go
wiping
ahead.
up a bitch that's smack fucked under any circumstance.
That's
You
no.
feel me? Like, but let me.
Because listen, I'm cool. I'm cool with a guy that my girl used to fuck with back in the day. We not friends like that. You know what I'm saying? We
You're
don't
plotting
talk.
on his downfall.
No, no.
I-
I'm just saying we're not like I ain't never hung out with him.
But
you feel me? He can't call me for nothing or anything like that. It's just hey, I see you, shake hands and shit like that. You understand?
Early
but if
on in the
somebody that'd be
relationship-
closer, hell no.
Early on in the relationship, I said to her, like, once it was clear that we were starting to get a little closer, I was like, all right, you got to tell me every single famous guy / every single guy I know that you've ever slept with, just because I don't want to feel awkward if somebody knows that and I'm interviewing them or whatever. I don't want that to be lingering around. So
Ooh, that'll probably burn.
She's a woman and she didn't tell you everything. Stop fucking playing. But let's go over here and
Just because a woman has a past don't
just
make her
because Heather ain't being honest with
she
you.
didn't tell you everything.
And
She's a
don't
woman.
make her a smoochie either way.
All right, listen, you hate women. I have every reason in the world to believe that she was telling the truth.
That's fine. I'm
But you hate women.
But-
no, that's fine too. But I just want to
I
know.
do agree they take certain shit to the grave.
take shit to the grave,
But
but
it's certain individuals where it's like, especially like in Adam's case, like if I'm about to interview this rapper or somebody, you
Yeah.
need to let me know because he gonna be sitting here smiling the whole time.
And
like,
I want to know if y'all ever like DM'd or whatever. She had to tell me about a couple of those. Like I never hung out with them, but like I DM'd him a nude one time. I'm like, okay, well, I'm glad I know that, even though I'm not.
But is House Phone like the alleged rapper that slept with Lena? That was like you're.
Well, no, because I think a lot of
okay,
people.
now we going somewhere else. Let's
No,
go.
because she had a like
Thanks, Straw Hat, man.
She had an old YouTube video with her friend where they were talking about fucking with this
That's what I'm
artist.
talking about.
No, it wasn't him.
It wasn't
somebody
Lil
else.
House
No,
Phone.
no. That was way.
Okay.
I think that was before she even knew him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I know who he is. But anyway, I want to.
But in the video, she's like this.
Is he from your hood?
No, I mean,
right. Whoa.
no, hold on.
No
Look.
guessing game.
No, yeah, wait. I don't want to play the trivia. Look. I don't want to look. Hold on. Check this out. I just wanted to get something out of
I
there.
was
But
sitting in the studio.
There's
no, we need
another
to clarify.
secret
We
legally.
need to clarify. You did not like intentionally invite House Phone to certain things because of this
It
situation.
didn't affect your relationship with House Phone.
No, because that, like I said on the act thing, that was before I gave him the opportunity to be on the podcast with any kind of regularity. Before that, he had been on a few random podcasts or whatever, but it wasn't like every week we're doing it together. That was after that.
I ain't gonna lie, you fuck my bitch, you ain't coming to nothing no more.
When I chose to put him on the podcast, I didn't even think of that.
You
That,
can't
like,
even come to
never
the
even
crib.
crossed my mind.
I see you. All right, bro.
And he went to the fucking first birthday.
Well, why he didn't go
He
to the
did.
second birthday?
I mean, I don't think anybody went to the second birthday besides you two,
Lush.
right? Oh, and Lush.
And
Lush
with
got
his
the last
shirt on.
minute
because
invite.
because I didn't get drunk on White Claws.
Because I was trying to make sure he didn't unalive himself.
He had a
was having a rough week.
This is a false narrative. This is a completely false
I had
narrative.
something in my head that I'm not going to speak of.
He looked like he was well
can
alive
I?
to me.
My shit was buttoned up, motherfucker.
No, your chest hair was out at a 2-year-old
I ain't even got no chest
birthday
hair.
party.
Yeah.
Yeah, he thought he was going. He's like, I'm gonna get some porn.
He was
stars
trying to
today.
get chose by one of Lena's family
for
members.
sure.
Bruh, I knew Riley Reid was finna be there.
But to a
It's
certain extent,
Nah,
I
it's not
know
true.
like that had to bother you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to hold that over your head, or just somebody
That
that,
would
you
bother
know.
me.
So
People-
somebody that you know, you know what I'm saying, that you've been knowing a long time.
It bothered me
fucks
when
your
people
bitch.
were throwing it out there like I had this big fucking secret when it was never like that. It was like
It definitely was a secret.
It was like a
That's a
secret
big
on
secret.
camera, but it wasn't like the kind of thing that off camera. Like if you were to teleport yourself back to the downtown days, anybody who was around us at that time probably knew because it wasn't even like a secret.
Y'all was doing.
but
y'all
I'm
was
pretty
over there
sure. I'm pretty
sniffing
sure.
away, having parties. And
But
shit.
don't you think that Phone is a good homie? That despite all that shit that was going on, he didn't say nothing.
That is a good point,
That's
yeah.
kind of lit. Like you gotta kind of respect.
No,
him
I
for
appreciate that, yeah.
because
Yeah.
he could have like you feel me.
I mean, he did tell Potlord so that he could go on fucking stream and sort of like hint at it over and over. I know this cool thing, but I mean, I'm sure he didn't intend for that to be how that would happen.
Yeah, I don't. He could have confided him in out of frustration. It doesn't. He didn't necessarily need to be.
Man, House Phone did a lot.
weaponizing.
But
for
House
what
Phone
happened?
did a lot of
for what
respectful
happened at
things.
House
what I'm
Phone up
saying.
here?
Like-
For what happened to House Phone up here? That's fair game.
Man, House Phone did that is fair game, and he did
fair
a lot
game.
of
But he
respectful
wouldn't have
things.
he wouldn't have done it because he knew that would almost be more of a thing to Lena than me. So he probably would have thought in his head like he's always been on
Lena
real
is
cool
connected
terms.
to you now.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think
why
he
would-
gives a fuck.
But he wouldn't want to hurt her to get at me because
Why?
him and
I don't
her.
think he gives a
Because him
fuck.
and her have always
Nah,
had this
that's-
really cool, cordial
That's
friendship
a
and
stray.
shit. Like,
You don't need to get at her sideways.
So that's why I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna just do it myself."
And I know that she's like
Man,
pretty,
fuck, that'd have been over here.
I
So
know-
I fucked your bitch, you white motherfucker. Get money, West Side, bad boy killer. You know the deal. You know the realest.
That's crazy that you just said that. You should have said no
stealing
jumper.
Reddit
You
jokes.
should have said no jumper killer.
I'm gonna go suspect mode and say, "Fucking, you stealing Reddit jokes."
with
That was a Reddit joke?
Take money, West Side.
I'm like, boom.
Yeah, nigga.
with
Listen, I can laugh at myself. So at the end
No,
of the
no,
day,
no, but-
it is what it is.
But like I said, that shit doesn't, even yesterday you were talking about, I was like,
Was she
he
upset
handled it
about
very
all-
well because it
was-
seemed like he wasn't phased. You're like, whatever.
How did Lena feel
we
about
do
all
porn,
this?
we fuck bitches all the
She
time.
doesn't
It's-
like being brought up into all this shit in general, but in terms of that being brought up, I told her, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna say this on the stream or whatever, just because it's like better than having it just be this weird lingering thing. And she was like kind of annoyed at first, and I was like, you gotta just trust me. Like this is better than having this be this stupid thing. And I think she
You know
gets
what?
it.
When you said that, it fucked with me. I was like, fuck, I forgot about Lena. Not to say anything, but I forgot about Lena and her feelings. And I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? She's being brought up in this whole thing, and she really actually doesn't give a fuck. You feel me? So, you know what I'm she's being a mom. She's doing her thing. She's handling her business. You feel me? And I can feel her on that level. And, you know, being brought up in all of this shit is just like, bruh, it's the unwarranted, like, attention. Like, I don't need this shit. You know what I'm saying?
She's just so not a part of this universe, and she's just being a mom, doing her job. It's just like, I feel bad that, like, you know, clearly I'm the one, or like my universe is the thing that brings this weird fucking attention to her while she's just like minding her business and breastfeeding and shit.
I think this universe brings everything.
But you see how she's affected by
affected all of us.
she's affected by something, you know what I'm saying, that you brought along and you know what I'm saying, your crew. But
The
it's
trickle
kinda,
down effect.
But it's kind of like that'd have been the same thing for Housephone, and that's how I felt with him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want this attention. It was brought to him by this shit. You feel me? And like he had to handle it, and he don't have nobody backing him and saying, oh, you know what? Let me go talk for you. You feel me? And handle all this business, and that shit is kind of fucking his life up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he has to handle all of this shit. So you got to kind of take into account of his feelings too, because that's kind of like the same thing. It's intertwined. Like, that's what I was thinking when you said that too also. And I was like, well, fuck, that's kind of like what my boy is feeling too on that same level. I was like, you know, a lot of that shit shouldn't have been brought up, and it should have been handled totally different. But now, you know, he doesn't have the backing and nobody really that could back him up and take up for him, except his boys. And, you know, Paul Lord, you know, I commend them, Paul Lord and Blasey, for, you know, what they did for him. I mean, because that's the best thing that you can actually do for your friend. You
Paulo
feel me?
got
And
fired for
you know what I'm saying?
But the thing is also, though, from a
He didn't make a choice.
From a strategic standpoint,
You fired him before he could quit.
but
No, we've fired him.
Nigga, you didn't even pay him. You didn't pay him to begin with.
Well, we told him he wasn't allowed on the podcast anymore, which is kind
If I
of that's
wasn't-
how you fire someone when
But
they're
if you're
not
not
getting
getting
paid.
no chili, nigga,
Well, why was he there anyway? Yeah, I don't know.
from a strategic standpoint, though, like what you doing that, especially when, you know, it's been alluded to on several podcasts that there's like this big thing, like, we know a big secret about you and blah 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 blah, and you kind of like knocking the wind out of the sails of that was strategically the smartest thing you could have
I
done.
was just
in that
watching it. I
situation.
thought, you know what? I think I care less about this than most other people involved. So why not?
it makes it takes away a lot of the power. So on that level, you know, you definitely handled it like as G as somebody possibly could have in this unfavorable situation.
And
for
while
all
being
parties
a
involved.
total cuck like myself, right? My next question.
You said it.
All right, let's break this shit down. So Adam's saying it doesn't bother him, and you're insecure if it does bother you that your girl slept with your homeboy before you got with her, and then you should be able to look past that. Bro, at the end of the day, majority of people, they're not dealing with that. Men don't like that. You may like that and may not see a problem with it, but you're in the porn industry. And even then, you still do have issues with your girl trying to sleep with other men. Is that insecure? Is that insecure? No, you don't say it's insecure. You just say, "Oh no, it's just the way I like it. If I don't want her to mess with it, it's the exact same thing. It's not insecure if you don't want a girl that slept with your homie. If anything, that is you're more secure than insecure. Let me explain. Let me explain it for you slow ones. You're secure because if you know that makes you uncomfortable and you don't like that, you don't have to put up with that. You can go get any other girl. If you were insecure and you don't like that, and you know you don't like that at all, but you're like, damn, I can't get another girl. Well, someone just put up with it. I mean, that doesn't make you secure because you put up with it. That makes you insecure. You know that you can't get another girl, so you're like, damn, I'm gonna put up with the shit that this girl did. A lot of the guys who are very secure in themselves know, damn, oh hell no, she slept with my homie. Oh, she for the streets. I'm gonna get another girl. It's not a big deal because, oh, you did that? Okay, cool. I just don't want a part of it. You can do whatever you want to do. You can go out and do whatever you want to do. But I'm not gonna take you serious. It's just my preference. It's just a preference. That's it. Every single time a guy has a preference, what do? They want to shame it. Oh, you're insecure, small dick energy. Bah, bah, bah. Shut that shit up. Majority of people don't want. No, I mean, hey, They don't want the sloppy seconds. I'm gonna keep it a G with you. Now I would smash a girl, you know, the homies. That's cool, but I am not gonna be dating. I ain't gonna be wife. I ain't gonna be doing none of that. If I found out when my homies hit, I mean, sheesh, it's definitely gonna make a big difference. I'm gonna keep it all the way G with you, but that's crazy. You see how Adam tried to throw T under the bus when he was talking about, well, you know, Heather was about that Wayne thing. I mean, that is, you know, hey, it is what it is. I don't think Heather's being all the way real with it. I'm gonna keep it G with you, but back to Adam though, okay? I honestly think he's a little bothered by it. I'm gonna keep it G. I know some people are like, oh, it's in the past, you shouldn't be bothered, blah, 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 blah. At the end of the day, when hundreds of thousands of people are bringing it up and putting it on platforms because nobody knew about it. Yeah, he says people in the office knew about it, but that's like what? In the old No Jumper office, 30 people, maybe. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a lot of people that knew about it. Things weren't popping like they were now. So whenever people bring it to light, and Adam didn't really want it to be the light, of course he's gonna want to come out and, all right, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I did it. Okay, whatever. I think Adam did handle it kind of like a man though. I'm gonna keep it with you instead of being emotional. Like, man, fuck all this. You brought it out. He's like, yeah, it happened. Okay, I deal with it. I wouldn't personally do it, but shit. I mean, at the end of the day, he did own up to it, even though he didn't want it to be brought out. And there's people, read it and everyone else brought it out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, shout out to me too. Let me give myself some flowers real quick. If y'all see my other exposing videos I made where Reddit's exposing Adam, you would see before this even came out, there was the comments that I was reading about this girl that knew Lena, and she was her friend, and that she talked about house phones smashing her way back. And yeah, your boy brought it out before all of this. So that's crazy though, but yeah, I mean, I guess, he owned up to it. I'm gonna keep it G with you. He didn't do anything too crazy. He wasn't emotional about it. But damn, that's crazy. That's why I know he's mad though. I'm gonna keep it G. I know he's mad. I'd be a little bit like, not obviously I wouldn't be mad, but I'd just be like, yo, you slept with, whoa, okay, cool. We can have our fun still. And then you're back to the streets. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not insecure, it's just not my preference. I don't want to be sleeping with a girl that that all my other homies seen, and they seen what her vagina looks like. I know what her booty hole looked like. Bro, no, thank you. She's for the streets at that point. Majority of people, they're not down with that. I know in the circle you run with, people, they might be cool, like that porn industry shit, whatever it may be. But hey, over here, we ain't with none of that shit. So let me know what y'all think. Drop a like in the comment box below. Holla back at your boy.